Hello everybody, welcome back to Survival Matt. Today we have mail time. Couple packages from Amazon. Like I said in a previous video, I've been ordering extra equipment here lately because I'm trying to really dial in my gear and make sure weight is such an issue. Oh my god, hikers and preppers. What preppers, my fellow preppers, gentlemen, ladies. You guys have to think about weight. You need to think about weight. You need to think about how you're packing your bug out bag with what equipment. Because I know right now, if your bag was like my bag was a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, it probably weighs 60 pounds. Now, unless you're just, I don't know, maybe you're military, active military, they hike with 75 pounds. Maybe you're a bodybuilder. Maybe you're a hiking machine. And 50 pounds is like your bottom number. For the rest of us civilians, our preppers, weight matters. Anything above 20 pounds, you really notice. You hike 20 miles, 20 pounds, that's a big deal. Dave Cattenberry, like I said before in a previous video, his challenge at the start of summer was 5K with 50 pounds in under 50 minutes. And that's a big deal. My hiking bag, we're trying everything we can to keep it around 25 to 30, 32 pounds. And so we're really dialing in our gear. So this is some extra stuff I've gotten recently. Just trying to show everybody. You know, preppers, please think about your weight. Think about ways to reduce your weight without losing efficiencies. To my hikers, I'd love to know some of your advice on ways to dial in gear. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and that's how I've ended up with some of this equipment. All right, without further ado, not sounding too preachy. Here we go. So this should be my Crocs. Yeah, I've never owned a pair of Crocs in my life. I've always thought they looked kind of funny. But after I felt how much they weighed, I was pretty impressed. So I'm going to have to weigh these bad boys for you, just so you can understand. I went to Bass Pro Shop, and I messed around and played with their Crocs. I want the scale, please. And these Crocs right here, thank you very much, my lovely assistant. These Crocs right here were $60. They have a very cool tread on them. They are, you can tighten down right here. This is for my camp shoes, something I can take my socks off, take my shoes off, let my feet air out after a long day of hiking. But still walk around camp without stepping on rocks or getting my feet super dirty or anything like that. And they're also, I bought these because they're particularly good for drying out. So you could put them on, walk across the stream or a lake, or it's raining like cats and dogs. You could just put these on and take a 0 day, or go through town and just don't feel like putting socks and boots on or shoes on. And they dry pretty fast, and they keep your feet dry. So my other pair that I had weighed very close to, I think, 4 pounds or 5 pounds. Not they weren't camp shoes, dare I say. They were just a pair of shoes that I wasn't going to worry about camp shoes. There was no point. No, that's not right. It said it weighed 4.6 ounces. There's no way. Was the light red? What did we come in at?
16 and a half.
16 and a half ounces. So just over a pound for a pair of very comfortable, very durable hiking shoes. It's a pretty good deal. Versus the 4 pounds shoes that I was going to take, or going with no shoes at all and just bump it, I'll walk around barefoot. And I think I'd rather have these, especially with like ticks and rattlers and all kinds of scary, nasty things out there.
Or if you have to shower in a public place.
Or if we have to shower in a public place. So that's part of that dialing in the gear. And like I said, they were $60 at Bass Pro Shop. No knock on Bass Pro Shop. But guys, they were $60 there. I paid $35 for them on Amazon. And I'm all about shopping locally as often as I can. But if Bass Pro Shop's going to charge me almost double, I have a really hard time paying that. Like, almost double? Really? Oh yeah. Okay. So, this may look familiar. This is the Teton, 3400? Yeah, 3400 Scout. This is a $65 bag. It was the bag that was hanging right here. This is the Ascend MS 3300 right here. And so the plan was I was going to hike in my Teton 3400 and my son was going to hike in the Ascend 3300. A little bit lighter of a bag. It's a good company. But what we did is we put 35 pounds of hard weights in our bag and we go walking around the neighborhood. We're trying to get our hiking legs. We're trying to train our body so the AT will be more enjoyable because we're suffering through the growing pains now. We got a mile down the road and I was wearing the Teton 3400 and I felt great. I was walking on sunshine. My son is 20 feet behind me with his hiking poles, Black Diamond hiking poles, dragging them on the ground because his shoulders are killing him. He is in pain. He is suffering because the bag doesn't fit him very well. This has a much more rigid internal frame, and he's so skinny that the belt can't tighten enough to rest on his hips properly. So I did what any good dad would do. I laughed at him. And then I took off my bag, rearranged the weights in his bag. I gave him my bag, and I carried the Ascend 3300. We ended up hiking 3.5 miles total. So remember, in 1 mile in, his shoulders were killing him, and he was just dying. It's mostly because I think the pack couldn't rest on his hips. But readjust the bag a whole bunch, the Teton 3400, get it to fit my son, get it all snug against his back where he feels comfortable. And then I put on the Ascend after I rearranged the weights and I adjust the bag to fit me. My shoulders are hurting within a mile. And I've been hiking 3 to 4 miles a day for off and on for about 2 weeks now, week and a half. And it's the bag. I learned that it's the bag. The straps are very rigid and rugged, and this thing is made extremely well, maybe too well, where it sacrificed some comforts for durability. And as a bug out bag, that doesn't sound like a terrible idea. And that was my thought process before. But the Teton 3400 Scout is just more comfortable and it's just as durable. And my son walked the rest of the trip 3.5 miles, felt great. And his shoulders were a little sore, but that's normal from us. You know, you put 35 pounds on your back, your shoulders are going to hurt a little bit. And I was in pain. I was suffering because I had switched to this bag. So at that point, I was just kind of like, okay, is it me or is it the bag? And I got online, did a bunch of research, I don't know, something like 40, 50 YouTube videos about like top 10 hiking bags, 2017, 2016. I watched in-depth reviews, top surface reviews, and the Teton Scout 3400 came in second place almost every time. Well, what came in first place? The Ospreys. The Osprey brand is the only brand that beat out the Teton 3400 every time, and they're just so expensive. I mean, like, to everybody who has the Osprey, like, I'm good. I guess I'm happy for you because you have the income, the capital to just buy that. For everyone that doesn't have that, the Teton 3400, this, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I paid $65 for it, maybe $69. I'm pretty sure I paid $64.99 for it, and it's just a great bag. And for it to score as high as it did from as many people as it did is kind of why I bought it. I know that's why I bought it the second time. The reason I bought it the first time, it's because Survival Tips, the gentleman that runs that YouTube video, took this to overseas in the Amazon or the jungle, and this was his bag for the jungle for 2 weeks, and he loved it. And now that I've owned one and I've tried out other equipment, other packs, I know why he loved it. This is just a great bag, and I can't recommend it enough. If that being said, Osprey, everyone speaks so highly of all your equipment, all your gear. If you want to mail me some of your bags, and I will check them out, and I'm sure I'll love them because they're $300 bags, and it's hard to argue with a $300 bag that gets ranked number one on pretty much every YouTube channel out there. But I can't afford $300 for your bag. So, Teton, rock on. Thank you for being the middleman. Not the middleman, that sounds derogatory, but providing us with quality equipment for an affordable price. And, if Teton's listening, thank you for providing my bag for myself and a bag for my son, and I'll replace this bag for my wife and get her one as well. So, everyone out there, thank you for tuning in for this quick mail time, and have a great day. See ya.